Shalom, shalom. Call Allah, wahawad, la Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Wahak Wadash. The abundance of the elder apostles, that great millstone, rule well, and what taught us his knowledge. Honest salutations to you, fellow laborers, that's doing the work of truth sincerity. Shalom to you, and shalom to the few akwaf that believe as well. This is the brother Hardab, come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, this video was edifying. One thing that as a man, and more importantly as a man that believe in Yahweh Shem Shah, this subject matter irritates me about, women want to be equal with men. And in this society, which is ran by Esau Edom, the so-called white man, begin with their central banking families on down, it's a soft society, and it's so civilized that women forget just how important a man's role is in general, and how much we are over them. And the fact that women forget that because of how civilized things are, it's really a shame. And when all hell breaks loose, you'll see women needing and wanting a man desperately. In this video, this Jake by the name of Andrew Tate, he makes a point that I thought was very interesting. I'm going to let part of the video play, and I'm going to get right into it. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Let's get into it.
I don't think that makes you like Satan for saying that.
No, but I think like you say a lot of stuff about women like that they're your property.
That's not what I said. I was talking about an OnlyFans company when that question was asked. But I said that if a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man. That's his woman. So if she wants to do OnlyFans, she owes him some money because she's his. Yes, that's what I said.
Well, that's crazy.
You think if a man...
That one's crazy.
So you think that a man going out with a girl, that's just your property? There can't be an equal relationship?
No. That one was nuts. Okay, that one was nuts.
This is where it goes crazy.
No, but that one you can. If I understood what you said, that if a guy and a girl is dating and a girl does OnlyFans, she owes him a cut.
No, 100%.
She's his girl.
100%.
She is his girl.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Because she's his.
Yeah, so that's
so that is you saying that women are your property.
It's not about being property. It's about the fact that she belongs to him, and the intimate parts of her body belong to him because they're in a relationship. And if she wants to sell those, he has a stake in those parts of her body.
So it's reverse. Male porn star owes the woman.
I don't know, because I think the women belong to the man. I think the woman's
that's inherently where you get called sexist.
No, it's not. Well, you can call me sexist if you want, but if you look at marriage, it's the bride's father who gives her away. It's not the groom's father. It's old tradition.
I gotta guess.
Woman belongs to the man.
So it's slavery.
Yeah, no, but I gotta guess as somebody who's multicultural and everything, that certainly is a tradition that does not apply everywhere.
The woman is always given over to the man. Read the Bible, read the Quran, you can go to
You're walking down the aisle, no chance. There's like African cultures where they don't.
As you can see, that got a little tense right there. I kind of enjoyed it. Well, let's get into the word possession. So this is the online etymology dictionary. It says possession, act or fact of holding, occupying, or owning. A taking possession, occupation. Also thing possessed, that which is possessed, material, or landed property. In plural, goods, deeds, or rights owned. So you pretty much get the gist of that. Let's go to the definitions. It says the act of having and controlling property, anything owned or possessed, being controlled by passion or supernatural. Excuse me. Mania restricted to one thing or idea. A territory that is controlled by a ruling state. So pretty much, it's kind of vast, right? But the fact of the matter is this. And I'm putting this up raw, by the way. Uh, I wanted to do this video a little earlier, but I have to wait till things settle down as far as background noise. But the thing is this, and I'm gonna say it bluntly and plainly. In this world, the women think of themselves too highly. I mean, it's not even realistic the way they think of themselves, because in the scriptures, right, in the 1611 King James Version Bible, um, women are a possession, and if you don't believe what I'm saying, I'm about to prove it. So this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36 and verse 24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." So there it is. Beginneth a possession. All right. Now a possessor will be the owner, and the possession will be the property of that owner. All right. So in the Bible, this is what it says. This is not my interpretation. This is what it says. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. So for all you women that claim to be Christians, what do you think about that? Right? The problem is, in this world, women, they don't they don't want the man to rule over them, because Esau puts them in the position to rule over a man. All right, and I'm going to get to that later because the scriptures speak about that. But this is the book of Genesis, chapter 3, and verse 16. It says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." So it's supposed to be that your husband ruling over you. A ruler, everyone under him are his subjects, or his servants, or his possession. All right, so a husband is ruler. All right, he's the owner of everything that he is over. That includes his wife, his children, his house, castle, whatever it may be, land, so on and so forth. All right, that's the way it is. You know, in this society, you know, I don't need no man. What the the NW always say. You know, if you get my the lingo we use, the NW, she thinks that a woman can do what she wants. All right, the women of Judah, especially, and it falls on down the other tribes women on down to Issachar, right? That they think they can do whatever and say whatever, and they think they're supposed to rule over or have an equal say so as their husband, and it's not so. Your husband's supposed to rule over you. Bottom line. But in this world, again, that's not how it goes. Okay. Women hate knowing the fact that their man is over them, and it's the reason why we're built different. It's the reason why we think different. Everything how we're made is all according to how the Heavenly Father wanted. All right, how He wanted it to be. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, in verse 3. It says, "But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High." So we are ahead of you women, just like Yahushua is ahead of us, and the Most High is ahead of Him. All right. There's a rank and file. There's an order system. All right. The Heavenly Father is not the author of confusion, but of peace. When you have peace, that means things are well ordered. And in this society, things are totally out of order. All right. Things are totally out of order because of Esau. The wicked is ruling. All right. And for that reason, you have all these disorderly women. You have these women that um, that even stand up to a man and try to physically challenge a man, and then once a man rises up and puts her in her place, she go calls another man, aka law enforcement, other men, to what? Try to put him in check or correct him according to her BS, And that's how this world works, man. And there's a lot of things that prove that women have destroyed the dynamics of men and women and how they are to exist together in the order of things, of how they should exist together, if you will. This is the book of Jeremiah 31 and 22. It says, "How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord had created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man." And in this world, that is absolutely what happened. All right, a woman has compassed a man. All right, let's get that understanding of compass, if I may, because that's absolutely the truth. All right, you women out there, I mean, you you act like you don't need a man, but when all hell break loose, watch who they run to. All right. It says could pass. It's I believe that's sabab in the Hebrew. It says outline of biblical usage: to turn about or around or aside or back or towards, go about or around, surround, encircle, change directions. To turn about, be brought round, change. To march or walk around, go partly around, circle about, skirt, make a round, make a circuit, go about to. Okay. Encompass, to turn oneself, close around, turn round. To be turned over, to turn about, change, transform. So you get the gist of it. I just read kind of most of them so you can see what it's meaning. All right, a woman in this world is totally put above a man, and that's a wicked thing because it should not be so. All right, and it says that in the book of Isaiah. I'm gonna get this real quick. The book of Isaiah, chapter 3. And we're gonna go down to, let's see, verse 12. Isaiah 3 and 12. It says, "As for my people," right, the Lord's people, right, us Israelites. It says, "As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them." And that's how it is when you look around. You got these guys out here. They're so scared to stand up to their woman and to check her and put her in her place. All right, because there's a lot of reason why. Maybe his father wasn't around. Been raised around a number of women, so he's emotionally thinking about the situation instead of just doing it and correcting her. It's kind of like this past Saturday at camp. This lady, she's a family friend, and she was speaking while I was teaching, and the third time she said something, and I noticed she said something, I just opened my mouth up and corrected her, and to actually to hold her peace because, this ain't no so-called wacky-tacky church, man. We out here doing the Lord's work, the real work of the Lord, right, as far as men of the Lord are to do. And she was in the background making noise and saying things and just out of order. So I told her, hey, hold your peace. And I said it so-called respectfully, so I can continue on what I was, with the lesson, what I was teaching and everything. But you have to do that. You have to go ahead and correct the women sometimes, especially when it comes down to our women, the women of Israel, because they can get pretty pretty nasty, you know. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths. All right, so you don't let a woman lead you, man. You let a woman lead you, guarantee you, you will destroy yourself or fail in life. All right, you're going to fail. The scriptures even say in the book of Job, man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. And that's the reason why, it's so important for a man to be around his children. More importantly, a man of the Lord, especially. All right. Women want to be virtuous and all this stuff and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is, when you look up the word virtue, right? Virtue in itself really pertains to a man. And a matter of fact, I'll look it up real quick, because in Proverbs it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman?" All right, and there's some precepts about a virtuous woman. But when you look up the thing about virtue, it mainly belongs to a man. All right. Matter of fact, in that video clip, I watched the whole thing. Andrew Tate was talking about if he was on a plane, who would he rather be driving in case of a mercy, a man or a woman? And it was offended that he said a man, because a man can deal in a situation like that regarding life or death better than a woman being an emotional being. Because in the time of danger, a woman reacts in the wrong way, more than likely. All right, she's more likely highly to react in the wrong way. So this is virtue, right? Let's go on online etymology dictionary again. It says virtue, moral life and conduct, a particular moral excellence, from Anglo-French and Old French. Virtue, force, strength, vigor, moral strength, qualities, abilities. So when you think of force or strength, vigor, right, moral strength, you think of automatically about a man. All right, you automatically think about a man. He was making the point that men go to war and fight the war, and it has always been like that since the beginning of time. Since man was placed upon earth, and that's true. It says moral strength, high character, goodness, manliness. Manliness, valor, bravery, courage in war. It just everything's just more geared towards a man. It says from man. So the word virtue, when you break it down, the word itself means man. So it pertains to a man. But if you was to say that to a woman, she gets offended. You know why? Because she knows she's the weaker vessel. And that's why the scriptures say this in the book of 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them. Well, it's pertaining to the husband and how he is to dwell with his wife, or reverence his wife. All right, in what way he should reverence her, right? Or look at her, I should say, to be more plainly. 1 Peter 3 and 7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together, of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. But they're the weaker vessel. That's why men, since ancient times, since man was placed upon earth, have been always protective of the weaker vessel, being the woman. And for you saying these type of things, they think you putting the woman down and all these different nonsense, but really you just stating the facts and stating the truth about the matter. All right. You deal with her as unto the weaker vessel because that's just it's just what it is. All right. It's just what it is. The book of Proverbs 31:10 it says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life." All right, so pretty much, when you have a virtuous woman, or a woman that's properly raised in the right order, and it usually is taught by the guidance of a man, and that man will have a good wife behind, to be at his side. Um, that's the kind of woman you want to look for as a man, especially looking at the relationship she have between her and her father. That's a good indicator of what kind of relationship you can have with her. You know, and like Andrew Tate said, being a possession, if a wife, I mean not a wife, but if a woman's father around, uh, the exchange of possession, because a daughter, is in her father's possession until she's given into a man. And what happens is a man would give his daughter away unto another man, right? So that's exchanging possessions, and that's how it always was done, even for a time period up in this society. That's how it always was done. That's why when you have a daughter, you watch over her when she's getting of a certain age. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. Uh, Ecclesiasticus chapter 26, verse 10, it says, "If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty." Because you're not supposed to give your daughter overmuch liberty. You keep her in the house, keep an eye on her. All right. Watch over her in the prudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. So you watch over your daughter. And what you would do is, in ancient times, excuse me, in ancient times, you would know when your daughter become of age, it's time to go out and find her husband, and that would be a business transaction. All right, that's why when you speak on the subject matter of the R word, the RAPE word, or the word ravish, it was a price to pay, literally, for grabbing up a damsel that was not betrothed or married to a man. When you would, when the ancient times happened, it would happen. You would pay her father still. Let's get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, and starting at verse 28, it says, "If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he had humbled her. He may not put her away all his days." So, if you found a damsel that is a virgin and not betrothed to a man, or any of that, right, you still would have to pay her father, because why? That father loses out, or he's taking a loss if you don't pay him, because a daughter was looked at as a business transaction, because that's exactly what it was. You exchange your daughter to with a man for certain goods, money, whatever it be, gold or silver, whatever, so many cattle, whatever that father deemed respectable to exchange his daughter for. So you're exchanging possessions. Your daughter goes into another man's possession. And whatever you traded for, that goes into your possession as the father. So when you look at it, women, you know, was always a possession when you go into the Bible. All right, and he even mentions the Bible. If you watch the clip at the beginning of the video, what did he say? He said even in the Bible, and he said that that other fairy tale book called the Quran. He said it's always a woman being in possession of her father or her husband, which is true. Absolutely. All right, I wholeheartedly agree with that. But if you say that, you're misogynist, you're sexist, right? The Lord made Adam over Eve, right? Wouldn't that make the Lord a sexist? He chose the man and put him and set him above the woman, made him to rule over her. You know, and just you wacky tacky Christians and you people that are of this world, you don't understand, especially when it comes down to the scriptures. All right, women have always been a possession, and that's how it's going to be. You know, who takes care of who? Who protects who? A man protects a woman because that's his possession. Something in your possession, you protect it, or you safeguard it. All right, so that's it, man. All this whole feminist stuff, it's just a bunch of nonsense, and it just really a foolish argument. It's really a foolish conversation at the beginning and end of the day. All right, so that's just my thought on it. That's just my thoughts on it. You brothers got a precept, or you want to throw in there, that's fine. Leave it on the comment board. Lord willing, this video was edifying, and to next time, I want to say shalom.